Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pantry Party Show with your host, DJ Blattner. Love to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. You may notice there's a change of scenery today. I am in the kitchen, and I'm in the kitchen because I want to thank the sponsor of today's episode. The sponsor of today's episode is Rocket Apples. Their handle is at Rocket Apple USA. And they are the world's first mini apple. Look at this. It's the perfect snack size. I just love this guy. Literally, it is the perfect snack. By itself, I love it with a handful of nuts, like a cheese stick, a little swipe of nut butter. Absolutely perfect snack size. I love these little rocket apples. Can you see how cute this is? Look at this little guy. And they come in what's called, listen to this. They're rocket apples and they come in a shuttle. This container is called a shuttle of rocket apples. And not only are these, thanks for all the apple emojis, not only are these super delicious, super good for you, they are crisp. I love a good crisp apple. You know, nothing mealy. This is super crisp. And I love sweet apples, and it's super sweet. And they come in this container. You can see right at the bottom here, the little recycle symbol. This is an eco-friendly package. It is made out of 100% recycled material. So not only are you doing your body good, but you can feel like you're doing a good thing for the world, which I absolutely love. The craziest information that I have to give today is that my guest today is actually getting a gift from our sponsor, Rocket Apples. She's going to be getting a whole shuttle of rocket apples herself. So I love this new trend of gifting our guest. And our guest today is Kate's Kitchen Fit. And I am thoroughly obsessed with her. She's a huntress, she is a fisherwoman, and you've also recognized her, I'm sure, because she's been on Master Chef. So she's going to give us a major kitchen inspiration. So I'm going to go into my office now, and we are going to join our fabulous guest. But I do want to thank you, Rocket Apple, for sponsoring this episode and sending a shuttle of Rocket Apples to Kate. Actually, there is one other thing that I wanted to add in here. Lots of people have been asking me, where can I get shuttle apples? And so here's what I'm going to tell you. You go to where you go to at Rocket Apple singular USA, Rocket Apple USA on Instagram, and click their link in bio. It'll bring you to their website, and then they have the coolest thing. It's called the fruit locator, and you just put in your zip code and you can find where you can get rocket apples near you. So again, go to their handle at Rocket Apple USA, and then go to their website through the link in their bio, and the fruit locator will help you get these little babies into your hands. I love them. Look at, and they're just so cute. Like, to put them out, like, look at that. Can you see how cute those are? Oh, so cute. All right, let's go to the office. Let's spin the disco ball and get Kate in. Let's get Kate in. Oh my gosh. Girl, oh, there goes my disco ball. Okay, hang on. Kate, I'm bringing you in. We're bringing you in, girl. We're walking down the hall. All right, let's go to the officina.
Hey.
Oh, girl, I love
How are you? It's so
God.
good to see you. What's going on? Oh, this light's kind of bright.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just having a pantry party over here.
I'm so happy to join.
Well,
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. I mean, here's the deal. Not only are you a good friend, but, I mean, you are a master freaking chef. I mean,
That's no big deal. I'd rather be your friend.
I love it.
I actually have a funny story for you.
Oh, give it to me.
So I said that I was going to be doing this live with you, and my cousin messaged me like, I know Dawn from Soho House, and she always reminds me of you. And I was like, that's hilarious, because when we met, we were like, we love the same colors. We're both always dressed in like crazy things. We're constantly using our hands and like excited about anything that's really not exciting to anybody else.
You know what? Somebody did tell me that the other day. They were asking me about what their unique value is or something. I don't know. And I was like, well, what's mine? They're like, you're just always excited about stuff.
I love it. I love it. Everybody says that. Like, I love your excitement. I was like, I'm genuinely excited too.
That interesting. Now, can I feel like I need a reminder? How did we originally meet? I mean, I don't remember our love story beginnings. Do you?
It was somebody that introduced us, but I can't put my finger on it. Was it the jam?
Oh, maybe it
Or
was.
maybe like one of the news segments? I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, that we were on
Somebody's
TV.
gonna be like, it was me.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Tell us. Because, yeah, it might have been that somebody had said, hey, do you know Kate? She's been on a cooking reality show, because I was on that other reality show, different
Yeah.
channels. And I think they said, oh, you guys should meet, because who has that similarity in their background? And then
Right.
it was a love story ever since. It was a love story ever
Two
since.
peas in a pod.
Yeah,
For sure.
so I mean, even though I sort of know the story of MasterChef, I would love for you to tell us a little bit about Kate's Kitchen Fit, which, by the way, I have to always stop and think about. It's Kitchen Fit, you know, it's Kate's.
Everybody always thinks it's supposed to be the other way around, which it probably should, but like I'm always backwards, so it worked out for me. I thought when I was making, my business or creating my company, I wanted the kitchen to be first and foremost, but for people to understand that like it was healthy too, and I love fitness. I'm certified as like a kettlebell instructor, so I just love the whole lifestyle of eating good and taking care of yourself, working out and feeling great. And like I think you get more excitement when you feel great. So
Isn't that the truth, though? It is.
Yeah.
It is that the healthiest people seem to be the happiest, right? It's because
Yeah.
they have energy to be happy. I love that. Actually, that's going to help me remember your handle even more. It's like it's at Kate's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And it fits. So it's at Kate's Kitchen Fits.
Yeah.
I think that's just amazing. Well, so okay, how does one become a person on MasterChef? How did that happen?
It's kind of funny. I think it's funny for me, but so I guess I always knew I wanted to cook and teach people how to cook. I loved cooking since I was like little, but I couldn't afford culinary school after I graduated college, and I was like, man, I need to get in front of somebody and just show them I could cook, because nobody's gonna believe me if I just like send them a picture and be like, yeah, I love to cook, I'm good at it, this and that. Nobody's gonna believe me. So I was like, I just need to get in front of them, show that I can cook, and then I'll convince them, And I auditioned for a few shows and like nothing was happening. I saw MasterChef like on a commercial and I was like, this is it. And I saved it in my calendar. And then I had like a few friends like message me and text me, be like, you need to audition for MasterChef. And I was like, I got it in the books. Like, thanks so much. And then I did it. And when I showed up, I was like, oh, there is not a chance in hell I'm going to make it out of here. Like, there's so many people here. And it was just like, boom, 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 next room, next room. I was like, wow, this is happening, And then I lost. I made it all the way and I lost. And I was like, damn, I thought this was going so well. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just try again. You already lost. What's the worst that can happen? I had a vision. I still need to complete this vision because it's not complete. And I'm going to go. I'm going to charge. So I was just like, screw it. And I re-auditioned and did it again, did it way better. And then was like, all right, now I have enough, accreditation to my name. I'm going to create the business I want and be able to help people cook. Because when I was first creating my business, I was mostly doing like meal plans for people and teaching people like how to shop and how to cook for themselves. And not that wasn't great, but I realized people just didn't have a lot of time, nor did they thoroughly enjoy it or have as much excitement as I did wanting to cook. You know what I mean? So I was like, if I could just blend these two together, it'll be like creme de la creme.
I love it. I mean, here's the big difference though. Like hearing your story and hearing how you talk. I mean, that confidence, right? The confidence of like, just let them see me cook. I am going to, what do I have to lose? I'm going to go for it. I mean, where does that come from? Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, if I believe it, you're right. If I believe in something enough, like myself or skill set or a philosophy or something, yeah, I'm going to go
or
all
a dream.
Out. Right. Yeah. Go all out. But like, I mean, don't people always ask you, like, how could you build that in somebody? Like, how what advice could you give somebody to like build their own confidence to go for it like you've been going for it?
I think you really have to, you know, I know it sounds so silly, but to manifest it or really truly believe in it, but you do have to take like no no's for an answer, no's not an answer. Like if you can see the finish line, you can get there, no matter how many fails it takes. People are like, oh, are you so sad? Or, are you upset that you lost? And I was like, no, like I was really upset having to leave the experience, but I feel like I gained everything and more than I wanted to in the competition. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, just seeing that end goal, seeing it through, knowing what you can accomplish, what you're, capable of is the best thing ever.
I love it. So and also it's like no fear of failure or embarrassment. Like a lot of times I feel like if I even catch myself not pushing forward with something, it's like, oh God, I'm scared to be embarrassed about something.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, if you, like you said, you manifest it, you believe it. It's like, all right, even if I am embarrassed, who cares? Like,
right.
I'm going for it.
Yeah. I think if you can make fun of yourself, it takes the weight off of it a little bit, so it's like, just be light about it. I can't just say that I'm never like, I guess self-conscious or embarrassed or whatever, but I think just like brushing it off and like either making fun of yourself for it. Like I trip and fall all the time. So I'd rather just laugh at it than being like, whatever. Like, and when people have like bad sportsmanship, I think growing up when I saw that playing sports, like I hated that. Like I love a good competitor and I love being like, tough and, winning, whatever. But when people were like nasty when they lost, I was just like, ew, like this is a game, you're not a professional athlete, like whatever it is, even if it is super serious, do better next time. You know what I mean? Don't show it in your loss.
I think that's beautiful. There's somebody scrolling who's watching who was on MasterChef in Canada and was known as a huntress.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, so somebody just
we should be friends. What's up,
no
girl?
Kidding. No kidding, right?
I want to come with you. Look at this. Can you see? This is.
Oh, but it's backwards.
Oh, it says inhale confidence, exhale doubt.
I love that.
I have this sitting in my kitchen, and I love little positive things all around. Like you can do it. Screw the doubt. I had somebody tell me, I'm not sure who it was, but I had somebody tell me before I went on MasterChef, like if you're nervous, take all your nerves or all your negative energy thoughts. Act like you're throwing it in a crumbled up piece of paper and then throw it in the trash and be like, I got this. And I was like, I did that, like,
I love that.
In the motion, and it worked.
I think that is so great. I mean, yes, I understand we're on Pantry Party and we're talking about food soon, but I feel like this is the real juicy stuff. Like this is the stuff of like, that dreams are made of, right? So
yeah.
Like taking yourself seriously, becoming the person who you want to be, right? By doing visualizations like you do, and then taking yourself lightly. Don't take it so seriously. You can be effective and driven and goal-oriented, but also be light about it and a good sport.
Yeah. Right.
So there's like,
gotta be a good sport.
And surround yourself with positive messages. Like those are all, I believe in those too. But I don't feel like, a lot of times people are like, that's so fluffy. That's so silly, but seeing another person who's like going for it, who does it too,
that's why you're my doppelganger, girl.
It's true. But it does.
You are gold.
It reinforces it for me too. Like hearing you say that. And so is that what you spend most of your time doing now after MasterChef, is that you run your business where you are cooking for people?
Yeah. I would say that's like my bread and butter, that's where I work as a private chef. I go in their homes, I shop their groceries, plan their menus, cook their meals, clean up their kitchen, get the hell out of there. But that's what I do on a weekly basis. And then I also do some recipe development and some news segments here and there, social media, and what else? I'm also working on a few new things in the future.
Oh, please. I figure you always are. You always are working on stuff. So I think that's very cool. But if people want to know you, your Instagram is I feel like you put a lot of great stuff on there at Kate's Kitchen Fits.
Thank you.
And that also, if you're doing any new projects or anything, would you tend to put on Instagram first? Is that where we would hear about it first?
Yeah, I guess for sure. I mean, Instagram's everything, right?
Instagram. Well,
Except
I didn't.
TikTok these days is really coming up, and like I don't even have a TikTok, and I feel like I'm so overwhelmed from just Instagram still. Like I can't even get on that TikTok level yet.
Well, here's what I will tell you is that I have in fact gotten on TikTok, and in fact I have done 2 dances, nothing professional. Like, no, people are like, "Oh, what are you doing? Are you like cooking on there? Are you giving nutrition advice?" I'm like, "Girl,
No,
no,
I'm just fucking
I'm not.
dancing.
I'm just dancing."
That's
So
amazing.
that my entryway to most things, like how you said, sort of like it's like, oh, be light about it. It's like, okay, I'm just like dipping my toe in and being a little bit light about it.
Because there's so much competition out there. I see these TikTok videos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you should be a professional backup dancer.
That is true. And actually, we've got a bunch of people saying Kate needs a TikTok. So maybe write that down.
That's my cousin Kelly, the one that knows you. I don't know. I feel like I would spend too much time. Like I would literally like it already takes me forever, Instagramming food. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had TikTok, I'd just be like dancing all day long.
It is. It is tricky. Somebody interviewed me and said,
Hi, Kelly.
in this pandemic, is there any advice that you give to anybody? And I said, well, my first advice was gonna be to have fun and do like TikTok. But then I realized that TikTok is a suck of time and it will suck you in. So
Because you need to get perfect.
don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. So has this whole idea of the pandemic and everything changed how you cook for yourself? Have you done anything different, or like how are you handling this personally?
Yeah, well, you know what? I think in the whole silver lining of this, because I don't think anything's like that great besides, getting to spend quality time with people that are close to you or that live with you. But I have been really going through my freezer. So as you know, like I hunt, and I had almost 200 pounds of venison this year. So that's a lot. But okay, even if I know, but I share. Okay, all right, what?
Time out. I mean, can we just remind the world, like that is you're not just like this brand of a person, right? You like this really is you. It's like I happen to have 200 pounds of venison that I hunted.
Yeah. I know. I kind of back it. I don't know. I think that's like, if somebody says like there's a stigma, like, oh, blonde girls can't play sports. I'm like, oh, watch me catch this football. Girls can't cook. Watch me cook. Or you know what I mean? It's like, oh, girls aren't meant to get your hands dirty or whatever. It's like, watch me. And
Yeah,
like, I think I need to prove it to other people more than myself.
a good challenge. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
But I do love it.
From a very urbanite, like a very urban girl.
Yeah.
You hear somebody say that you're like a huntress and you have all this venison that you have acquired. It just takes me a minute to like work into that. So okay, we were talking about how, in terms of the pantry party, how you have been sort of strategizing and your silver lining or strategies that you've been using yourself.
Right. So I was going to say that like my freezer, I think everybody's freezer is really pretty much always full. Like I know my clients have either past meals that they didn't finish, for whether it's a soup or chili or maybe a lasagna, but then you have all that meat that you either order or you just didn't get to cook, so you froze it or whatever. So I mean, I have all these different cuts of venison, and I think usually I'm waiting for people to feed it to, and share it with. But now I'm just like really going through it, and I've been loving it. Like, I was telling you that like I love just making a pasta, like either a ragu or bolognese or puttanesca. Like Puttanesca is my favorite. I think it's like funky. It's got olives in it. And you can just like keep eating it. I feel like I don't get sick of it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so how about this? So technically on the pantry party, how this whole thing started was a gal pal. Actually, she's the owner of Sweat Life in Chicago. She was like, you should help me think about what I could do in my pantry. And so then another girlfriend of mine, Genius Guru, named it Pantry Party. So I was like, okay, so this just started happening. And then it was like I was going into people's pantry and they would pull out something that was about to go bad or that they had a lot of. And then we would try and meal storm an idea of like what the heck that they could make with what they have on hand.
Yeah.
If I have a master frickin' chef in the house, like believe me, I'm not going in your pantry to help you.
No,
I
you
love,
should.
I love this idea of shaking it up and saying like, yeah, what kind of inspiration are you doing in your own house to keep yourself from getting bored? Or like you said, like I love that tip is a good one. Like look at what's in your freezer.
Right. Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
a great first
that's
step.
ground zero, because that's like
Yeah.
for me, I eat meat. So if I didn't eat meat, I would more so look in like my cupboard for beans or something I could soak and use that as my protein. But for me, meat, I'm starting at the freezer as ground zero and then building up for there. So like, what's going to be my main protein? Is it going to be a whole piece of meat, or is it ground, or maybe I'm not having meat, or I have shrimp in there too. So like I love doing that. And something too, I'm always thinking I don't want to get sick of it. So I don't want to just make something that's like not flavorful, or I can't keep eating it like the next day. I think chefs, by the time I'm done making a meal, I'm almost over it in general. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to have it like, just like homey. Like you said, your guest yesterday, the bowl obsessed
Yes.
woman,
Yes.
she was amazing, and I thought that was so funny. I already followed her, but I never knew like the story behind her business. But or I get yeah, but I think that's amazing. I think it's like so true that you just kind of want to be comforted in a bowl. Like it's just something, and like the fact that she said something like she rewashes the bowl all day long. Literally, this is my rewash bowl. It like stays.
Oh, I
I
love
put
that.
I put this well for I put like fruit in here too, like when I cut it up and I'll eat it. But I have a few different bowls that I go to depending on what the food is.
It's interesting. And you know what's interesting is the shape of bowls, I think is a big, this may not seem like a big mind-blowing
You
thing.
got it,
I
Karen?
feel like it is because like I eat salads out of a bowl at my mom's house and I love it. It's the best. And it's the same salad ingredients I have at home.
Oh
But
yeah.
the bowl is like so deep. It's exactly the shape.
Is it
it's
wood
like,
though? Is it wood?
no,
No, it's glass.
it's like what yours is. But the shape is so right. Like I've been trying to eat out of these little thin bowls that are
No, you
too
can't
big.
get the proper fork bite. You
Yes.
need that good stab so you can get all the components and the complete bite.
It's true. So I think there is something to that. So when you were talking, what was interesting to me is that like how you sort of plan in your head. Is it true that you usually plan a protein first?
For sure. Well, I guess no. Well, unless I have something that's going bad, you know? So for me, it's like I know right now I have like a zucchini in my fridge.
Oh yeah,
That
let's peek in there. Let's do a little peeky peek.
okay, I show you. All right, let me see. Do I need to go like this? There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So I was saying I have a zucchini. These are my apples. I love apples, and thank you, Rocket Apples.
Oh my gosh, are those from Rocket right away?
No,
You got them already?
no. These are different apples. But I just said I love apples, and thank you,
yeah,
Rocket
good.
Apples, for sending this. I'm so excited. But I have this zucchini that's going like bad. It's getting bad. I also have this pepper right here. So that would inspire me to do something with that. I have a bunch of celery and lettuce. I love having romaine on hand. I'll keep my celery in water here. I'll also put my herbs in water.
Oh,
you can
okay.
see that.
Well, I love what I like to see is that, even with, everybody going to the grocery store less and cooking more at home and wanting to waste less, like you still get a lot of fresh stuff and you just keep your eye on it and you store it well. So storing things well so they don't go bad and making sure you know your inventory so you don't let things rot it's inspiring because people don't feel like they can eat fresh right now, but you absolutely can if you just keep your eye on it and store it correctly.
And you're so right. And thinking about what stays fresh. I've been shopping for like my mom and stuff because she can't get to the store, and like I'll tell her like, buy vegetables like winter squash. It forms a skin that's so hard. It keeps things, it keeps it fresh. You don't have to do much to store it. I also, this is probably too much, but I have a honeydew back here in the brown bag because it just works. I have fresh fruit next week, so
I love
come on, you got to think.
I think that's very inspiring. It's like keep the fresh stuff, keep your eye on it. Don't feel like you can't have it. Well, so like if you were going to say, in terms of the pantry party is like, we usually pick one ingredient and we have a recipe that we inspire people to do with it, right? And so like, if you were to say, like, let's use what you said as your first example. You have a lot of frozen, say you have venison because you're a huntress.
Yeah, here. This is only two, like my brother said
gosh.
I need to do a TikTok. I got split pea soup. I got some chili base. I have tamarind. I got brown butter cookies, venison, nice Brie cheese. I love mangoes and stuff like fruit, frozen fruit, some beets. But then this is all venison. And I got some shrimp back there too, or under there.
So let's, I love this. I love seeing all the goodies of a chef, like brown butter cookies. Yes, I wish I was hunkered down with you. Like, hello.
Everybody keeps telling me that, like, can I quarantine with you? Can I quarantine with you? And I'm like, no, dude, that's illegal.
Exactly, though. It's like, you're so inspired. Well, so let's say that we start with a venison, or if I go into my freezer, I say, okay, I have like a lot of chicken breasts or something.
Yeah.
So say you have a protein, and like, most people, I think, have like maybe 3 things they continually do with like chicken, or if they have ground beef in the freezer or venison or whatever. How are you going to use that? Like, could you inspire me even? Like, I have some chicken in the freezer. It's like, what makes you think about, like, look at everything you have and like, what recipe would you make with what you have?
Right. So when I'm cooking for myself, I really do, because it's just like me, I'm thinking like, what do I want to eat continuously?
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think for me, my go-to foods are either like, I love Middle Eastern and Indian food. I love Mexican food, or like, any type of Latin cuisine. I love those flavors like cumin, coriander, spices, like my favorite. So I will just, pick a cuisine and be like, I'm going to make something delicious out of that, whether it's even Asian, like a stir fry. How am I going to put flavor in there and make it like, for next meal and tomorrow night's dinner, you know what I mean? So it doesn't go to waste. So I'm thinking a good sauce or a good marinade with your chicken. The first thing that came to me, because I have beans in my cupboard, would be like, like a chicken burrito bowl or chicken taco bowl or something like that, where it's like I can throw some avocado on there, put a salad underneath it, like, so good.
Bowl obsessed is on, and she's like, did she just say bowl? I love bowl.
I love you, girl. I got my bowl.
Talking about you.
I got another. I made just a sample dish because I'm extra. This is the
first on the Pantry Party Show. Okay, this is going to be everyone's real assignment. This is the Pantry Party assignment. What is that, Kate?
Okay, so this is my venison Puttanesca sauce. I have olives in here, eggplant, zucchini, red peppers, onions, ground venison. I put a bunch of spices, garlic, everything like that. I have red lentil pasta here. And this I put because I think everybody throws away the leaves of celery, and they're delicious. They have so much celery flavor, and because I put a little bit of celery and carrot in my mirepoix, or my vegetables for my Puttanesca sauce, it's kind of re-enhances those flavors. A little bit of Parmesan, a little bit of parsley. Nothing too crazy. I feel like I probably...
I don't know if anyone can see, but I'm tearing up. It's so beautiful. That is so
Girl,
beautiful.
you're gonna make me cry.
Oh my gosh. Hey, listen. So if I wanted to make, this is the assignment. I love this assignment. Making a sort of what you have on hand, Puttanesca sauce.
Puttanesca sauce. So you want to know what it is?
Yeah. What do I have to really have? Like, could I use any vegetables I have? Or like, what do I really need to do to make this?
All right. So I would say maybe 3 or 4 key ingredients. Well, beyond tomatoes for a Puttanesca sauce, would be anchovies, which, if you don't want it, you don't have to. But I love telling people this story about Puttanesca sauce. Do you know the Puttanesca sauce story? Okay, so I don't even know if this is true, but it's like, pass on whatever. But basically, Puttanesca sauce was originated in Italian brothels, where the women, I know, stay with me here, they would cook this sauce, and they would put anchovies, olives, and capers in the sauce. And you think of it, it's like umami, it's pungent. Everybody uses that word too much right now, but you know, it's like it gives it that little bit of like brininess and funkiness. And so the men would smell it from outside, the Puttanesca sauce, like out the window, and it would attract them, lure them into the women.
I love
I know
it.
it's not.
I have got to make this. This is so fun. So if I had tomatoes, anchovy, caper,
Olive. And then you want to have like some type of vegetable for your sauce, not something starchy like a potato or cauliflower, butternut squash. You want something like eggplant, zucchini, peppers, onions, carrot. You know, it's kind of like a bolognese sauce, but with a little bit of added funk, or even just like a regular marinara with some funk. You can make it without meat. Definitely.
Okay, I love this funk. I love this funk angle. And to you, funk is the three. The anchovy, caper, olive is funk.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. And then this is my extra Calabrian chili peppers. Another like it's a very chefy ingredient, but it's spicy and it's fruity at the same time, like a Fresno, but maybe even a little bit more so. And it's just so good. I'll save the oil in here too. It's like.
Wait, so like, what is that called? And you just get it at the regular store?
This one is actually from Whole Foods, but it's called Calabrian chilies.
Okay.
And these are in oil. You can get them dried. So good. Like, have you ever had a Fresno chili, like the red looking jalapeno things?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're fruity and delicious, and I just love them. So I put that in my sauce too. So it's like you get spicy, you get funk. You have the venison, which is a little bit different, but nobody can even tell it's venison. Like, I'm constantly being like, hey, Mom, try this. And she's like, it's so good. I'm like, it's venison. She's like, ah. Yeah.
That's great. And so you cook all of that together and just, like, let it simmer until then it's a sauce. And you put it on mostly pasta?
Yeah, pretty much always pasta. Yeah, if I didn't have pasta, maybe like I would turn that zucchini. Like if I had that zucchini still, I would use the zucchini as the noodles, or you know, kind of integrate some other type of, I guess, base for my sauce. But it's definitely good with the sauce. I love the Trader Joe's red lentil pasta.
Oh,
I know yesterday you guys were saying the black bean. I'm not a fan of the black bean or this one, the cauli. I tried this. No bueno.
Oh, no bueno. I haven't tried it, but I'm with you.
I'm a texture.
Like, red lentil, or I tried navy bean the other day, and
okay, I can see that.
Garbanzo.
Yeah, I'm down with the chickpea too. Actually, those are my two favorites. I've heard a lot of people. I think they're talking about like, is it bamboo pasta?
Oh, what is hearts of palm pasta?
Hearts of palm. Yeah. I need the grocery stores to be back to normal so I can get my hands on.
Yeah, people like that. You know,
I never tried.
I'm a big 50-50 pasta person, so I'll do like 50% zoodles and 50% like red lentil pasta.
Oh, for sure.
I like the 50-50.
And too, like I'll like this. This is all pasta on the outside and then sauce in the middle. So it's like I feel like, and I'm never like I want more of the meat sauce than the pasta. Anyways, I just want a little bit of the pasta there for like texture, you know?
I love it. I love that you brought a sample dish. I am so inspired to make it. One, because you said it's good. Two, because you used the word funk in it, and I love that. And three, because now I feel like I'm starting like a brothel.
Three was the best.
I mean, those are three good reasons to make.
That is so amazing.
To make Kate's kitchen.
You're gonna have guys lined up outside your door, girl. Be careful.
Well, girl, let's just say that may already be happening.
Oh my god, I love it.
This is so great. And I loved your tip about the fresh celery leaves. I feel like that's something I'm gonna store in the back of my head for the next time I have celery. And I do feel like I don't really
for salads too. It's so good in salads. Like it's literally a leaf. You don't even need to cut it up.
I love you.
My dog wants to get in this, but I wanted to show you too.
Okay.
Where is it? I have just some cans of tuna somewhere in my fridge. And also this, Louis, get out of the way, bud. Now he's trapped. I have some, this is not proper storage, but I just grilled this chicken And I wanted to say, like, with tuna and grilled chicken, like, I have a whole bunch of celery in there. I love doing just a basic tuna salad or a chicken salad, with celery, a little bit of onions, maybe some like chopped dill pickles or something, Dijon. If you had like a healthier mayo or some just fresh avocado, so good. And I love doing that as like my round two recipe. So my grilled chicken will be like my round one recipe, and then whatever I can do with it next, like a chicken salad, or I would put do like a curry chicken salad with grapes in it. I love that, especially because it's grilled. Those two flavors would go super good together.
Oh, I love it. I just had on my list this week is a curry tuna salad. I love it. Do you keep your canned tuna in the fridge?
I do. You know why? I don't even
No.
I keep my bananas in the fridge, which I think is pretty weird, and I keep my canned tuna in the fridge because when I eat the canned tuna, I want it to be cold, you know? And
Wow.
and same with my bananas. So you when my bananas like are at, see, this has like a little bit of green here. Like, I hate a super ripe banana if I'm like eating it, just straight up.
Uh-huh.
I need to have a little bit of the like tartness. You're looking at me like I'm
I
crazy. I know, girl. I know.
You're so interesting. Like, you know what? You love your food and you love it certain ways, and I love
Yeah.
that.
See, when I'm cooking for people, I want to have them in mind, but for this, like, this is all about like me, I guess, right now, and like what I do. So
Yeah.
like me, I don't like my bananas mushy, and when they do, so they'll still ripen in the fridge. I separate them so it slows down the process, and I throw it in the fridge so it slows down the ripening process even more. And then after like 1 to 2 weeks, they'll get regularly like ripe. And then I'll use it for like, I had made this banana bread and I saved this because I was about to finish it all, and I was like, no, I need to prove to her that I actually make banana bread out of it.
It's actually banana bread. I've read that it's one of the most popular downloaded recipes right now. Is that everybody
Really?
wants to make banana bread? When you keep your bananas in the fridge like that, they do get brown, though, right?
Yeah. So they get brown after like a day, but like, I'll show you. And tip: always open your bananas from the bottom.
Just like a gorilla.
Monkey or gorilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you can see it's still like I didn't, but you can still see it's like firm.
So even though it turns brown, it's not really as mushy as it looks when you keep them in the fridge.
No, it still tastes like a green banana, which I love.
Here's what I will say. This first on Pantry Party, actual making a dish. I love that. That was awesome. Eating. We've never really had anything to eat on the Pantry Party.
Oh, really?
So I appreciate that. Eating.
Of course.
Showing us a banana. Kate, I love you. Thank you for the Puttanesca inspiration. I'm making
my pleasure.
That sounds amazing. And
My
if people
pleasure.
want to keep learning all that is the magic of Kate's Kitchen Fits, where can we get your magic, girl?
Well, you can go to my website at kate'skitchenfit.com, or mostly just Instagram. I'm mostly doing videos and things like that on there. I would say I have 2 more little things that'll be super quick.
Give it.
Just because I think it's super helpful right now.
Give it. Hey, I mean, it's impossible to turn away Master Chef information. It's impossible.
Hey, I like that. Okay, so this I did with my butternut squash. For anybody that has a garden, like, you can save your seeds. If you get a good like organic squash, it'll produce, usually if it's not a hybrid, it'll produce really great seeds. So you just wash them and then dry them on a paper plate with coffee filters, and then you can plant them in your garden if you have enough room. Okay.
Wow.
That's one.
Okay, so we've gone from pantry to gardening with.
But listen, because right now, I think right now,
yeah.
Quarantine life is a whole different life. And like for me, I've always loved farming, planting, and hunting. And I think for once, like, this might be a little bit, it might lighten up the whole situation where it's like, hey, grow your own food, get your own meat, or get good quality meat, know where it's coming from. And then this scallion trip, do you use this? No? Okay.
Tell me more.
So you just save the scallion. You use, like, I'll usually get a bunch and I'll use the whole for a few of them. Like if I was doing a tuna salad, I want some of that white in there, but I'll save them. Every couple days, you change the water, put it in, a little bit of fresh water in a glass jar, sit it in front of the sun, and within like 4 or 5 days, your onions are just going to grow new, higher green tops, and you could just keep reusing it. You never go out. Never go out.
That's amazing. So you buy a bunch of green onions and you use most of the greens in all of your tuna salads, chicken salads, whatever.
Yeah.
But then you put in that water the tips with the white and like
with the root.
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You clean them off a little bit. Make sure they're not like, stinky.
Okay.
Change the water. Be a good mom. Be a good green onion mom. Change the water every 1 to 2 days, and you'll have green onions all day long. David Chang taught me this.
I love it. You know what else I love about it? It proves how much food is magic. It proves that you're eating alive food. Like, when people are like, what does it mean alive food? It's like alive food. Like, you could go plant the seeds of it and will grow another thing. You can dip it in water and it will create, it has life force in it.
Exactly.
It has life force.
And like we were saying earlier, that energy that you get, like that excitement, right? Is that not like where that energy is coming from the good food? It's alive. It's got great nutrients. And then you're like, ooh, I feel so good. Like this quarantine-sized kombucha. I mean, you feel great drinking this stuff because it's awesome and it's so good. I love it.
I love that. Okay, so we might need to think about some kind of either like a clothing line, a cooking show, whatever it's called, Life Force. How to be excited about anything.
I think this thing you're doing, this pantry party, is amazing. And I think you should use it as a pilot to film your next show because you're amazing. You're a great host.
Girl,
and
I'm listening.
Yeah, this is your next calling, girlfriend.
Wait, excuse me.
Love it.
Hello.
Can we have dance parties next?
I love. Oh, please. That was for sure in the works. Somebody requested a closet party of like how to get all like rainbow clothes and everything. So after pantry party is probably going to be closet party and then maybe dance party too.
Okay.
But I will say this has been just such a great episode and a good reminder to me that when you have an expert on hand, like using the pantry party for getting all of these tips, like where would we have ever gotten these stories about Puttanesca and learning about plums and learning about replanting butternut squash seeds and regrowing green onions? You're a magical creature, Kate. You are a magical
Thank
creature.
you. I feel the same way about you. I think it's a little bit crazy. Like I do feel like people look at my kitchen, they're like, oh my gosh, you got shit growing out of here, experiments fermenting in your fridge. But I love it. And I think it's really, it shows how you can be successful in a time like this and also set yourself up for success later. Like, why would you not want to have a beautiful garden in your backyard and having fresh green onions? Like, you never have to buy green onions again.
I love it. Girl, I love it. And so everybody, as you see, be enchanted by her magic by checking her out on Instagram at Kate's
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Thanks for coming, babe. I really appreciate it.
I had so much fun. You gave me something to do today. I had a blast. I wish I could like hang out with you and we could like grab drinks, but
always. I'm pretty sure
Rain Check
gonna call me and say, can we have a second episode with Kate? So I'm like, all right, I'll probably be calling you.
Invite me back, please.
Thank you. I love you, babe. Talk to you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Had fun.
Bye. And that was another fabulous episode of the Pantry Party Show. Thank you, Kate. And tomorrow we will be back with another guest and some more cooking tips. I cannot thank enough our sponsor of today's show. Rocket Apple USA is where you go. That's the Instagram. If you want those little mini fabulous snack size apples, you go to their Instagram account at Rocket Apple USA and click their link in the bio, and their fruit locator will help you find rocket apples right near you. So thank you to our sponsor. Thank you so much to Kate's Kitchen Fits, and cannot wait to see you tomorrow for another magical episode of the Pantry Party. Bye, guys. Until next time, kisses.